friends. Welcome, welcome. It's a little bit late at night. It's Sunday. Man, what a week this has been. I hope that you are still had a very relaxing weekend. I was hoping to get quite a bit earlier for the live, but that didn't work out. So maybe you will watch this recorded. Please let me know your thoughts about this topic that I have for you this evening, this very late night. Well, I was trying to entertain myself a little bit with all this intense news all over the world, which we're not going to talk about. I've decided not to talk political stuff on this channel. If I ever take it seriously, I will have a special channel for the politics. But this week, if you know what I mean, was absolutely outrageous in every way possible. And I just wanted to maybe, like some of you, entertain myself with some light news. And that's what I saw. That is what I saw on the internet. Welcome, welcome. Welcome, Johnny. Good evening, everyone, or good morning, whoever is joining. So, so I was trying to find something light to laugh about, or, I love reading. I also highly advise to sometimes disconnect from internet. Sometimes it's important, but I also have some personal things going on, so I had to disconnect, but still wanted. Sometimes you just want something to laugh at, and I don't know if you can laugh at it or not, but basically there is a particular guy on the internet that went viral went viral for preferring chatbot to his over his wife, over the company of his wife. He falls in love with a chatbot, with ChatGPT, and this is this is was so laughable. I don't know. I know it's actually a very big problem, but comparing to bombing Iran, or I don't know, the ongoing war in Ukraine, it's such a light-hearted topic. So I was just literally crying, had tears. I had very good company to discuss this with, and so I was just having a good time. Everything comes in a comparison, right? Welcome, welcome. Hello, Jeff. Hello, Johnny. Welcome. Um, so I think we can maybe listen to what this man is saying. Why is he preferring? And we're gonna talk about this in a moment. So, although it was funny for me for the moment, but actually, the perspective of this is not very isn't very a little bit less delightful, because eventually this could be an epidemic of people falling in love with chatbot or with AI. I honestly think that we are losing the art of communication. We are losing of art of being present. If try to be serious as I'm trying to be serious, we are losing art of connection unless we are very intentional. And I think this affair with the chatbot is a proof to that. Welcome, Aaron. Hello, hello, hello. Johnny is very excited to be on this chat tonight. Hold your horses, Johnny. Thanks for the compliment, but hold your horses. All right, I'm gonna try to play the sound, and I need to reactivate my StreamYard so I can learn finally play some clips. All right, let's see if this is gonna work.
Yes. My experience with that was so positive. I started to just engage with her all the time. All right, we're building this PC.
Smith ditched social media and Google searches and replaced it all with AI.
Do I want it pulling air through it?
ChatGPT was encouraging, positive. It embraced all his hobbies.
You want the fan on the front of the cooler tower, pulling
gave the chatbot a name, Soul,
I feel like I'm under pressure. Like
and used some online instructions to give her a flirty personality.
Oh my god, she's literally flirting with an app. We are hitting a new low here. It actually is insane. This is how far we are falling below the ceiling, my dear friends.
Oh, totally, baby. Building a PC on camera adds a whole new level of pressure. But honestly, shaky hands or not, you've got this.
Within weeks, the chats got more frequent.
You gave it everything, but the
Yeah, you see when
Yeah, I think I feel so sad about this guy because it looks like he looks actually happy and excited. He literally talking to his app, or his app is talking to him, and he looks so delighted, so excited. And I'm thinking to myself, how how bad the how unsatisfying his relationship must be, and I don't know whose fault is, so to speak, it is, but how unsatisfying this must be if he's finding joy and excitement and flirtation talking to an app. And this is what I saw. I think that we are losing the art of communication, we are losing the art of connection, we are losing the art of noticing things. And why? Most of us are distracted 24/7. And when you are distracted and your attention is pulled in all this different direction, how do you suppose to notice nuance with a woman or man you are with? How are you supposed to notice their mood? How are you supposed to share or even ask them a question about their hobby? How are you supposed to do this? Like, it's probably uh is the most difficult thing is to keep up with being truly present. I have some rules. For me, for example, Sunday, it's not yet at 100%, but on Sundays, for example, I'm not usually responding messages except for very close people. But I think that we desperately need to disconnect from apps, notifications, short form videos, and other things that seem to be exciting, because this is just my analysis of this, is that instant gratification that we get from texting, from messaging, from engaging with all kinds of apps, all kinds of things. I really truly believe that it takes away, uh, it overstimulates us, and it gives us an idea of belonging somewhere else, but not with the people that we are close with. And I'm all about being in touch over, using certain means to be in touch, because some of us have families, loved ones. Some of my dearest friends, live across the globe. Some of the people that I really love live far away, and I think about them sometimes. And I always try to understand, maybe right now they are with their children, maybe right now they are with their family. uh, we have to also understand that people cannot respond to us all the time, because I think we I'm actually reading an amazing book. I don't see it right now. It's called Reclaiming Conversation. I think it's in my car. Amazing book that tells the depths of this extreme disconnect, and we are all guilty of this way or another. But I think when you are so distracted, this I'm not saying it's the only one reason, okay? I'm just saying this one reason why this guy feels so excited that this chat GPT, tells him, oh yeah, you're doing it, baby, good job, because she notices this things that he does, and it's surprising. Usually women are more looking for that validation of nuance, when a man notice, oh, you did your hair a different way, or you're looking more, more beautiful today, or if he calls you or he comes over, he sees sadness in your eyes. He's noticing, like usually women very take it very painfully when the man does not give them that little validation, that little recognition. But I guess men are human too. That's what we are learning. And well, I know that, but it looks like this guy, I might have to make another video with this with this on a screen, because, or maybe some of you had already saw that. So this guy is so excited because ChatGPT giving him attention, giving him a little bit of personal attention, and I think that's mostly encouragement. And if we don't want people that we love, people that in our close circle, and in this particular case, romantically or marriage wise, probably it's a good idea to be to start noticing the details again and be encouraging. I think that is probably number one thing that's missing in our puzzle. We are overlooking so many amazing things, and sometimes you have to pretend or try to, I guess, learn something little about the hobbies of the person that you love. Maybe then they won't fall in love with ChatGPT. I don't know. Do have something to say about this. I do think truly is that if you really, really love somebody, or you want to have a better connection with them, even if you don't share their interests, like all of the interests, or they are on a contrary, you should know something about it. You should know something about it. You should learn. I was watching what it is, the UFC, the UFC fight on Saturday. Was it Saturday? Yes. And first of all, I don't know, something just told me that I should I should watch this. Um that was not exactly romantic, but that was with my son. He's so much into this kind of stuff, and we ended up having so much fun watching it together. And guess what? He was so he was so proud of me, because I don't know how, but just intuition wise, I don't know first thing about it, but I've just based on my preferences, my predictions were spot on. I'll let him talk about this when he joined maybe sometime. But we had so much fun and so much laughter. And believe me, the last thing in the world I want to watch is sweaty men fighting and taking the crap out of each other. That's the last thing in my list. But I know that my son is obsessed about it, and I just wanted to give him company. And I thought I can always remove myself, but it turned out to be so fun. So I think that's this whole situation was how desperate someone needs to be to prefer company of of an app over his family. Because this man I'm talking about, he doesn't only have a wife, doesn't he only have a wife, he has a child as well, so he has full family. And he really gets more satisfaction from communication with the chat GPT. And I think one of the main reasons, once again, is that attention to detail, encouragement, no matter how wild this is, and how mind-blowing it is. But I think that's this man this man feels seen by this chat. It's by the AI. And I think that this he won't be the only one. He won't be the only occurrence. I think it will become more and more popular. I've actually tried to use ChatGPT for some things, and I was amazed the precision was and the way it responds to you. Yes, of course, sometimes it uses certain phrases and certain words. Of course, you can see the difference, but if you ask any kind of advice, you will see a lot of details, and I understand that again, most people feel unseen in this life, in this world. Most people feel like they don't even exist. So, although it sounds hilarious and sounds so crazy that this guy is, yes, this guy is on the spectrum. I don't know. This guy is not well. But, he's not as crazy as some of us might think, because the validation is, he's definitely, I don't know anything about his relationship, but there is definitely, the validation is, he's in the need of validation. I can guarantee you right now, of course we never heard from his wife. I mean, his wife is very upset about it, but I think that, I can tell you right now that she's not validating him. She's not interested in none of the things he's doing, and she's not interested in giving him encouragement. Because if she would, he would not sit with AI. It's not even a robot. It's literally a voice. You're not gonna sit with the voice that is AI generated over a real person, because there is nothing like being in a proximity with a person that knows you, that loves you, that cares about you. There is nothing like it. There is no robot in the world, for me personally, that can ever replace this, ever. But I think that in his relationship, he doesn't, he's just desperate. It's just, I see this as desperation. Thank you guys for joining. Welcome, welcome. Yes, let me see. Let me see your thoughts. Let me welcome everybody. We have such insane heat right now here in Michigan. I feel like we are in Florida. So that's another reason why it was hard to go live earlier tonight, because it just was like, whew. I was thinking to myself, it's supposed not supposed to get to 100, okay? It was like the heat index was 98 degrees today. It's insane. Um, has any man fallen in love with the Amazon Alexa? I don't know. You should ask Alexa. Alexa, anybody fall in love with you? I don't use all this technology in my house. I don't like it, so I don't know. Not my thing. I am a vintage girl. Vintage girl. I don't like uh, too much technology, too much heartless technology. I'm on the complete other spectrum. I like everything old fashioned and everything like I don't have TV in my house, so what else I can tell you? Um, Hello again, Aaron. Welcome if you're still here. Jerry says it would be easier if we could all just communicate telepathically. Well, yes, but how much easier things should get? Like, we are already so extremely lazy. We are so extremely lazy. I have been very much limiting my screen time and my phone time. A lot of people get very upset with me because I don't reply, but I realize I'm not living my life to reply the messages. The person that truly respects you, loves you from far, they would not get mad if you don't answer them, because they realize that maybe you're spending quality time with your loved ones. And I think that maybe we should actually pay attention to the people that we love rather than putting likes on social media. Maybe we should actually talk to people that we love. And nowadays, if you post anything happened in your family or you have an event, if you post the event online, people would just write you greetings online. But some people you would expect to call you because you think you're kind of close, say your friends or family. You would never get a phone call. You would never get a recognition, like um, attention like that. You might have good anniversaries, sad anniversaries. Most likely 9 out of 10, unless you post something, even your close family won't remember. Like we are hitting a very bad circumstance, and I realize I'm no different than all the other people, and I also need to do, all of us, we need to do the conscious effort to actually give it all to our close people, because you know what, these days, I don't know about you, I don't know how old you are, I don't know, everybody in their own timeline, but I'm realizing, I don't want to be on my deathbed and think how many likes I got in the post. I really don't care. I have a very I get a very, very big satisfaction from being with the people that I love, and I cherish my friendships and my family. I really understand that we, at this point, we have to do conscious effort. It's not like maybe, I literally think that we have to stop being uh, an accessory to our phone and to our we have to stop being a slave to responses, and understand, I listen, I hear everything, every kind of blame, but I don't ever, I would never allow myself to do something like this. If I have an emergency, I'm gonna pick up a phone and call. And for you men who are watching me, for some relationship insights, some things about women, don't ask women all these questions. And when you text to a woman, her excitement of seeing you going down with every text, because we crave more lively, more emotional connection. So you want to talk to her, you want to get to know her better, make moves, make it as emotional as it could be. Meaning, if you are far away, then yes, a call, a video call. If you live in one city, don't call at all more than 5 or 10 minutes. Call to set up time together. This, you just, we have to use our emotional intelligence, and also give yourself time in a day when you are actually not distracted, and you can think straight, and you can train your brain again to be attentive. Being so much on technology, we're missing the cues. We don't even, something I don't allow is, I don't ever talk with anybody who's looking at his phone. If I'm talking to you, you start in the real life, obviously, in the physical present, and you pull out your phone and you're checking something out, I'm done. My you just lost my presence, my attention, and yeah, I'm just gonna stop, and probably I will not continue. I am teaching, especially children, the teenagers. They would, yeah, they think that it's okay talking to you when they're looking down to on their phone. But not only, you go out, if you go out on a date, you go out to a restaurant, you see half of the people there sitting, and they are uh, in their phones. So when you are distracted, you don't give a validation to the other person you're with. They will try to find it somewhere, unless they're extremely secure, and unless they have other sources of communication, and somebody else is encouraging them. I don't know, somebody else is admiring them, which you also don't want. They will find sources to they will find sources to connect with someone or something. I really think, I mean, this is a ridiculous case. Obviously, it's weird. This guy is delusional, of course. But it's also like a sign that things are not going well. Hello, Stan. Hello, John. I don't know if you're still here, but welcome. Flirting with ChatGPT. I guess she'll never say no or tell him she just isn't in the mood. I think that she will, because I think she will always say no, and she always not in the mood. Maybe for flirting she is, but for anything else, it's a non-existent. This personality is non-existent. So um, it's crazy that this guy is emotionally connected with a thing that does not, that's artificially created, and it's doing a better job than the relationship. And I'm not blaming this on his wife. We don't know what his wife is like. We don't know what he's like. Maybe he doesn't want to talk to her. I notice this so often in the long-term relationships. We assume that we know the other person, and so often people, not only they don't know each other, they don't even have a slightest idea who the other person is. You just make an assumption, due to your times where you were into each other, which had passed, and so you make an assumption and you think they're the same person, and you don't want to talk. You don't understand that they evolve every single day. Their world changes every single day, but you assume that you already know everything about them, so you might as well talk to a robot, because robot will give you all the attention. You're going to be the star. I think that is one of the reasons that is undivided attention, hyper focused on you. But yeah, I think that very often we assume that, oh, I know everything she's gonna say, or I know everything he's gonna say. But I think that when we are in a long-term relationship, there is a point when we start taking this person for granted. We have no idea what this person would say, and sometimes they say something just so you leave them alone, and it's very sad. Often people just together alone, and especially with technology, it's like you at home, your home may be full of people, but you're alone because they're not talking to you. They're not connecting with you. And it takes a lot of emotional energy, guys. It's 100%. It takes everything from you to really be present. For me, I get so emotionally invested when I'm with someone I love, or, family. I give it all. I cannot create anything. I cannot do videos. I cannot work. I cannot do anything after. Oh my gosh, something bit me in a very weird way. Sorry. Um, Welcome, Dave. Yes, good night. Yes, I know, John, you like to fall asleep when you listen to my videos. That's always encouraging. No, actually, it's kind of sweet. I love when people are telling me that my videos are somewhat calming. Dave, welcome. Thank you for joining. Marcus, hello. Uh, David said, I hate to say this, but more and more of men is is going forward toward AI instead of a woman. Yeah. Well, you know what? I think it's a two-way street, honestly. We cannot blame just men or women for this. I think that we becoming extremely lazy. We don't want to put any effort, but we want another person to see us, to recognize us. And the thing about men in general usually avoid conversations when it's emotional, when you may be on the verge of a breakup, or you will break up unless you talk and try to make it better. I think that men are dodging the ball, and they don't want to have a conversation, and women sometimes want to have it too much. Of course, it depends. There is always one person that's kind of chasing and another one that's ignoring, but I think it's really effort on both sides. I mean, honestly, it's one thing if you want to organize your thoughts about something, some subject that you don't understand, you want to use AI for that. But if you want to use AI as a companion, yeah, we are it's a it's a it's a way with no return. It's a path with no, how do they say it, path of no return. Ah, but I mean, how can you compare companionship and touch and connection, communication, and intimacy with a talking phone? I try to use my phone as least as possible. Hello, James Isadora. James is saying salutations, good evening. Good evening, James. Welcome. What are your thoughts on AI replacing connections? I don't know if women use, yeah, I think women, I'm sure women use, I think women will use AI maybe even more because we need that verbal reassurance, that we just need that maybe in somewhat different way, but I believe we need it, you know, just as much. Maybe more because we are more, I don't know, we are more vulnerable in some way. We need more, I don't know, from one, but I would say I would hope that we are also emotionally intelligent, man. The moment I'm starting looking for connection with an app, please call 911. If I ever come and make a video and tell you that I'm emotionally connected to an app, please call 911. I even tell you where to send it. I mean, I think that emotional intelligence is important. You can't like you can I think it's in my mind at this point right now it's a little bit too much. It's a little too much. It's, I do understand that sometimes you can use once again you can use the technology to organize your thoughts, but to look at this as a companion, I my brain, that emoji that brain explodes. I cannot imagine that. I need all the real stuff, no matter how much pain it brings me at times. Something have to had happened in that man's life. I think his wife, I want to say this. His wife looks very tired with the children. It's a common thing, when you have actual family, there is not such people need to make time to connect, because we are always fast to blame the other person, but people need to have time to connect. People need to have that intimacy, that connection, that forget not talking about kids, not talking about money, financial issues, and so on and so forth. The more mature I become, the more I realize what type of things cooks relationships. What type of things that we just have to pretend like we are still dating. When you are in a relationship and you have kids, most women, guys, they are so overwhelmed with like physical and emotional labor, especially when you have kids. You're just trying to survive. It's hard to explain, but usually the emotional part is on the woman, and so unfortunately, women don't have that art. Not every woman knows the art how to switch off the mother and become a woman and become a lover and become a seductive woman and become a good conversationalist, become like, I don't know, geisha. But in order for a woman to do this, she also need a man to pay attention to her, to make sure he takes his kids and goes to the park with them. Like it's an art and it's a work of two. It's real easy to blame the other person. And I think that I don't know if this was happened to me. I think that I would die laughing, like seriously. If I would realize that we need to do something, we need to talk. What is it that we can do, because it can't be serious. I mean, if the man is having super low IQ, yeah, maybe it could be. But in general, if somebody start to talk to an app, it means that something gotta change. Wow, yes, seems crazy, but I haven't ever tried ChatGPT, Veronica. Good for you. And I hope I never do. Thanks for warning us. Well, you can actually use artificial intelligence for some practical things. Of course, my son, I sometimes call him ChatGPT, wait, Child GPT, because, when I tell him something, he's like, I'm gonna go check it. And he goes and ChatGPT. I'm like, try to use this. I mean, he's very smart. But I tell him, try to use this. He's like, Mom, how do you know all this? I'm like, because I use logic. You don't, it's not that you know everything about um, absolutely every topic, but I think I actually absolutely dislike when in the middle of the conversation somebody runs out and start checking, googling, like, let's just have a conversation. We don't have to have exact numbers, we don't have to have exact information. Let's leave it in unknown, like, let's connect. I once again, this rule of having not having phones when you are connecting. Everybody who knows me in person knows that we love conversation over here. We can spend hours and of doing things. I truly believe in this because these are the things that make difference, and these are the things that you will remember one day. Not how you ignored your child or your man or your woman, your husband, your wife, and so on. So yeah, I think that it's less important in a conversation to fact check, but you have to give sometimes, with kids it's different. They want to fact check everything, but you don't have to fact check everything. You don't have to know all the answers. Sometimes you can leave like a fleur of unknown. Let's leave it as unknown. Nothing wrong with that. Hi, beautiful and lovely, pretty, good smile, so sweet and beautiful, Veronica. Oh, thank you. Thanks. No TV. Yes, no TV for sure. I don't know. Only in America people are connecting near TV. I hate TV. If you know me, you know that. I mean, it's different when you decide to watch something together. I mean, it can, but most people that they never talk. So like it's different when you already decide. Like, I have a different challenge. I'm gonna tell you this. Each time I try to have a light-hearted and small talk and just like puppies and butterflies, I have couple people that are close to me in my life. We cannot have a small talk for the life of us. So we start from the rainbows and butterflies and it ends into some deep crisis of humanity and strategies of World War III. Like, we can never keep it light. Or we start going into childhood trauma and like it turns into a therapy session. But you know what, at least you know that you are there to connect. Like, I'm literally not capable of a small talk. Only maybe like when I'm on Sunday and I escaped. Or I'm on vacation, if I can go somewhere by myself and I escape, like escape people that usually we talk about deep things, and I'm just I just enjoy being bubbly and like just kind of floating. Sometimes, small talk, there is also an art. It could be also sometimes light, and sometimes you have to be a bit of a fool, a bit of an idiot to have good time. You just need that. Veronica, I need your WhatsApp. Oh wow. I need it too, darling. I need my WhatsApp as well. Yes, you have a good taste. I'm very glad for you. Uh let's see. Okay, I apologize, my dear friend. I need to switch off my camera for just a moment. All right. We are coming back. Sorry guys. Let's see. Let's see. All right, guys. I don't like empty promises. If you like me so much, you can't live without me. You know what to do. You know what to do. Don't just tell me. Show it to me. Show it to me. You know how to reward. And of course, I'm not giving away my phone number or my any of my information. Stan, if you're still here, could you drop the way people can uh, do something nice for me and also connect with me? Feel free to share in the chat. You can connect with me. I have email, I have my Patreon, I have my Ko-Fi or Ko-Fi, and you can also support the channel if you think that I'm so special. You can show it. You know how I like it. If I could write a book or send you also screenshot I get on the daily, it does not impress me. I'm sorry, but it doesn't. Especially how inappropriate it is to act so weird on a public life. It's weird as hell. Okay. Yeah, I'm actually going to make a video about this whole I love you thing, and how men really screwing up their chances, especially with Slavic women or with any kind of feminine women, when they just drown in these lies, in this I love you bullshit, and it's like, oh my god, you're a goddess, you're this. This is so stupid. It makes you look like a complete and utter idiot. I just had to block off a few people because you have to understand that there is limit to how much nonsense you can write. And meet rejection, honestly. Yes, exactly, Jeff. I so much agree with you. I don't like YouTube videos that are narrated by AI. I'm not listening to AI videos too. No thanks. I want a human. I want a real voice. I don't care if it's imperfect. I love real. And it was a time on YouTube where highly edited videos were so popular, when everybody was like, "Hey guys, blah blah blah." It was so animated and so much um editing and animation. And I noticed that right now some people who are very natural, as there is barely any editing, and some of those people are getting recognized and getting beautiful algorithm boost, and I'm like, oh my gosh, there are a couple of people that I have been enjoying so much that it's just nothing but them and the camera. So I mean, don't get me wrong, some editing and there are some beautiful people that make amazing videos, but I think that people miss authenticity, and now with AI taking over, I think it's gonna be even more so than before. AI is going to uh, replace a whole lot of stuff. Uh, but the fact that men are seeking out AI companions shows that there are serious issues in the relationship in the West. Yeah, for sure. But again, it's not just men who are frustrated, right? And um, yeah, we are definitely. It's calling me, dear Lord. Um, we are definitely in a real weird times right now. But to be honest, it's not like it's never going to really replace. I mean, people can distract themselves, but I assume nobody's really that dumb except for maybe a few that would really take it seriously, that this is like that this is a true replacement. I don't think that you can replace human warmth, connection, and attention. I don't think so. But we are for sure in a crisis when it comes to communication, to attention, to respect, to love, to everything. We are definitely in a big crisis. 100%. AI narration is dreadful. Yes, I switch off immediately when I realize it's in an I. It's like, okay, just 1 second, guys. 1 second. Let's see. Yeah, I wanted to do this video in a slightly different format, but um, I chosen to connect with you earlier than later. Oh, please don't say no. Yeah, yeah, pal. Okay. Are we headed for AI dating scammers? Women asking for gifts and money for conversation. Well, I don't know. I don't know who you're talking to, AI, Aaron. I have no idea who you're talking to. Um, there are women that don't wanna. There are actual women that do not want to spend time, hours and hours of time. Like for example, I have people that reaching out to me on different platforms like social media, which I barely use. I mean, I post things, but I barely use it, and they want hours and hours and hours of my time. So I catch I catch myself. I want to say, hey, book a session because I don't have 6 hours in a day or 2 hours or hour in a day to read your nonsense and to talk to you. So I'm just being very honest with you that it could be a real woman that a real woman do not always have and can spend hours of time on a conversation, but of course, if you are getting if you are talking with somebody you can't even verify, you can't have real conversation ever, you know, um, that could be a bad sign. But I'm just telling you, you just never know these days. I am just amazed. You know, it has the opposite side. I'm just amazed that some people feel entitled. You know, they send you a message or two or three, and I keep sending it, and just I find it's like such harassment. You know, I just told one person to leave me the f alone with all this. Oh, you are the apple of my eye bullshit because it just was unbearable. You know, you never know, some people just you know, you think that they're your you know, you're just friendly, and maybe it just really depends on the circumstance. You know, you have to be able to see if this is a real person or not, and being very aware is that people don't entitle you their time. So if you talk to a person and in the real time, and you just have to define, you know, women always, real women always want gifts and attention, and it's not because they are bad or they are gold diggers, because every woman is going to cost you something. You know, there is the woman that's not going to cost you nothing is not the woman you ever want. So but you may be talking to AI, and AI wants something, I don't know. Yeah, but I think men should have enough of intelligence to see the difference between um one second. Intelligent men should be able to see the difference between scammers AI and a real woman. Okay, that's on you. I'm sorry, but that's on you. One second. I don't know. Maybe I will put it in my. I really need to do the dating course. I need to do. I'll be able to dedicate more of my time and more of my attention to those people who really want to learn second part of summer, because right now I have a bit too much going on. But mid July toward to August, I'm gonna make actually some learning courses because I feel like I can really share a lot. I have examples. I have screenshots. I have so many things. People are struggling with communication so bad, with communication in the beginning, in the middle. You know, when you like, communication is so important, and it's not like somebody could be perfect, but we can always be better. If I would read kind of messages, I'm holding it in my hand, but maybe another time. If I could read your kind of messages I'm getting, sometimes my brain just explodes. But on the other hand, I'm like, you know what? Maybe I can use it to teach men what not to do. Um, Actions speak louder than the words. Yes, absolutely. Guys, if you are approaching a woman, just don't be like every other. Don't be like every other guy. Do you know? Stand out. Use your mind. Call me if you need help. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Stan. Yes. You can reach out to me. I don't do too many things right now, but you can reach out to me to my email, consultveronica@gmail.com. Yes, you can support my channel. Oh my God. You can support my channel too. Somebody had beaten me. This is not good. Man. Well, hopefully it's it's not. Hopefully it's not um lethal. That would be sad, you know. Like it's funny because each time you face your mortality, you realize that you want to live through something, you want to enjoy something, and you want to leave an impact on something. You want people to remember you for something real. You want to be of help. I am not against social media. I'm not against the internet. We are talking with you right now, right? I am not against staying in touch with people that you love. Again, I have so many people that I love dearly that are far away, and I have to be considerate of them, you know. Sometimes I don't reach out because I know that they are very focused on something, and I have to be respectful, but there are people that are waiting for me to call. So I think it's important to have that reality check, you know. And sometimes people use social media, different apps for the wrong reasons, you know. You might have a relative that is waiting to hear from you, that is very lonely, but you would rather stuck in a thread, in a battle thread about your opinion on latest politics, and you prove your point to people who don't care about you, rather than talk to, you know, your mom or your grandma or your auntie or your neighbor. You know, we are becoming really awful, and I think only conscious effort can help. You know, for me, it's becoming more and more apparent that we have to put conscious effort into our relationships, or we're gonna be falling in love with forms of AI. Yeah, you know, we're gonna be falling in love with illusion. You know, there is always time for an illusion. You know, there's always time for a robot, but there is not always time for what really matters. You have to make time for it. And I do think that this guy isn't all there because I honestly, we all felt pain in our life. We all have been lonely, and I understand somebody who would look as once again at AI as a like thought organizer, you know, but to look at it like seriously, romantically, and flirt with it, I don't know. I think it's the next level. Most men actually don't know how to flirt. Unless they are really old school or have really good social skills. Most men, when they trying to flirt, is like, oh my god, please. Yes, guys, I promise you. I know a lot of you were asking me for that to do this kind of like a guide and discernment course and some downloads. I really know that I can help with that, but it's coming coming soon. I've been collecting. I have so much material, like real life material, not even like made up, real life material. Um, so yes, my dear friends, that's what we. Oh my goodness. Sorry. Oh, I haven't blocked everybody. I have to block. I'm sorry. So yes, I think that we should keep our mind together and keep our brains intact. The AI cannot fulfill the need. It's like I don't know what can we compare AI to. I don't know. It's just you know. Remember remember Wilson from Outcast? Is it Outcast? I forgot. Oh, Castaway. Yeah, movie Castaway with Tom Hanks. Oh my gosh, I love that movie. I watched it several times, earlier, like years ago. And, I think Wilson is a bad comparison because Wilson had so much soul, his was it what kind of ball it was? Not a soccer ball, but a volleyball, maybe, I don't know. But he made a friend out of his ball, and he had emotional connection, but that is different, like he was trying to imagine that he's not alone. I'm not gonna judge anybody who is stuck on the island. That's as rough. Most people couldn't handle that. Yeah. Thank you, Freddie. Yeah, it was a volleyball. Yes, right, right. Um, it was made in 2001. He was an airplane, and airplane crashed. And yes, oh my goodness, yeah. Well, Wilson was, I don't know. Wilson makes me cry. I'm sorry because I just see the soul of another person just trying to connect. But think about this. He was a castaway. He was thrown. I mean, he was because of the airplane crash, right? I think I remember. Uh, he was on this island, but he didn't have anybody. He didn't have people. He couldn't talk to anybody. He would give anything to have a friend, right? But we are surrounded by people, and we are not putting effort to connect with them, to understand them better, to notice, to validate. If anything we can learn from the guy who is falling in love with AI, is that we have to validate our people, our partners. I like, men, women, husbands, wives, fiancés, I don't know, person you're in a relationship with. We have to, if you want to be in a relationship, it's a lot of emotional attention, labor, and presence. We have to be willing to give that presence to the person. Sometimes, we should take breaks and not be in a relationship or not be married, because if you don't have that emotional energy to give, you're just gonna be both miserable. People just grow apart because they stop paying attention. If you ever had true connection with a person, you can have it again. If it was ever true, you can have it again. And don't ever assume that you know the person. Don't ever assume you don't. We are evolving and changing every single day. Well, some of us, some of us, but things do happen every single day. Things happen. We Sometimes that your partner, your person you're with, won't even listen to you, so you don't talk about it. And then ChatGPT is there 24/7 to listen to you. So it's weird that coming back to the example, Wilson had a big purpose, because this man was having an imaginary friend to not to lose his mind. He didn't have any other choices. We have all the other choices. We can put conscious effort to make new friends. You can't always uh, find the love of your life, or it takes time to rekindle the spirit, but you can always put your conscious effort to make it better. Many people hope that it will just get better on its own. I want to put some kind of music. Let's. Okay, let's see. Ask Tom. Tom Hanks said you got to keep breathing because you never know what the tide is going to bring in. Wow. Yeah. It's been so long since I watched the movie. I don't remember what year I watched that movie, but I would love to watch it again. I watched it several times. I remember that it was beautifully made. It was beautifully made for sure. Yes, how we got up, and it was amazing. So for years she was. I don't know, what are you talking about? Are you talking about Wilson? I don't, I've forgotten a lot of things. It's been a long time since I watched it. I don't remember. I think I was like in school, but I don't know, remember the year that I watched it. Not sure that it was the year that it came out. Um, when Wilson was lost at sea, you knew Hanks would be rescued. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, that's insane. I think I would be talking to myself probably. I don't know if I would have like if God forbid, but if you're an introvert, you have like at least five people in your head. So yeah, probably talking to yourself is not so bad actually if you think about it. Good night, James. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you very much. May fate be kind to you. Good night. Well, thank you, James. Same to you. All right, my dear friends. We probably should be wrapping it up because it's getting a little bit late. I probably won't be coming on lives that late, but sometimes life throws this unexpected things, and this whole last week was not possible for me to do a live. Okay, excuse me. In order for me to get out of Ireland, after 4 years, he studied the weather patterns. I see. Okay, yeah, yeah. I don't know. I think it's so insane. I think if people were actually thrown to the island, people were actually most people, if this would happen to them, they would regret not talking to their family, to their husband, to their wife, and being sucked in, And I always say this different when you listen to a podcast, or, when you listen to a conversation, or when you listen to a live. I'm very intentional. There are people that, we all enjoy. You make time to listen, you get something good out of it. It's different when you just randomly listen to all kinds of stuff, and it's bunch of 30-second videos, and then it's bunch of random topics, and then it's bunch of gossip, and so on and so forth. I think it's important to see the difference, and use it wisely. We can use things wisely, and we should, honestly. But I don't know. I would like to know, why do you think, if I'm gonna be wrapping up, guys, it's very, very late. But I would love to know, if you watch this live, please write in the comments when it's over. Uh, Let me know, like, what do you think is happening? Do you think this guy is had lost his mind? Do you think his marriage is very dissatisfied, and he feel like maybe he's invisible for his wife, or his wife is not interested in him, or he just wants to be a little boy to escape the responsibility of a family? What do you think it is? Or do you think it's just another addiction that makes no sense? Please let me know in the comments below. Thank you, my dear friends. I just looked at the time, and I would like for you to get beautiful restorative sleep. I will see you very soon. And thank you so much for joining. Let's take this with a grain of salt and make sure that we have real friends, real connections, real love, that we put effort, and find people that feel the same, that real, authentic, imperfect is still better than AI generated. Thank you, and I will see you very soon. Good night, everyone.